Alright, welcome back to another episode of Off the Bench Podcast. And this video gonna be about Game 1 of the Lakers, Timberwolves, Mr. Ant-Man, Sandman, Can Man, Lakers in 5. Now, today the Minnesota Timberwolves just gave the Lakers that belt. Gave them real leather belt. Now I tried to tell people that the Timberwolves was gonna be able to beat the Lakers in this series, and people ain't believe it. The proof was in the pudding when the matchup. People like to say it's all about matchups, which I believe that too. And the Timberwolves just posed a different type of matchup for this Lakers team. I understand that the Lakers got LeBron. I understand that the Lakers got Luka. But the thing is, the Luka-LeBron dynamic is different from what you seen what Luka did last year to the Timberwolves. And people like to bring that up. Well, Luka did this to the Timberwolves last year and this and this and this and that. Yeah, but Luka had a different team around him with different personnel as well. So the Timberwolves was also able to play Luka differently than they would be able to play him with the Lakers. You know, you got a guy like Kyrie Irving on side of Luka Doncic, which obviously, you know, LeBron is a better player than Kyrie Irving, but when you talking in terms of fit, and fit goes a long way, and that's the most underrated thing about, you know, basketball is fit. People don't understand fit is more important than talent when it comes down to, you know, a good basketball team. And the Dallas Mavericks, that team fit the way how Luka can be more effective. Now, obviously, Luka still got almost 40 tonight. But the thing is, he lost by 20 almost. He lost by 25. So you feel what I'm saying? You know, if Luka last year had 40, they won. They beat the Timberwolves in 5 games last year with those same numbers. You see the difference? When you got somebody playing off the ball, somebody like Kyrie, who Kyrie is more adaptable. He's more capable, and I'm gonna just say Kyrie game is more predicated off him being off the ball than on ball, which his game is more predicated to him being on ball than off ball, and Luka game is more predicated for him to be on ball than off ball. So you see where the type of, you know, where that can cause conflict a little bit, where it can mess up guys' rhythm. Now with the Mavs last year when they faced the Timberwolves, it didn't mess up nobody's rhythm because Kyrie is more comfortable playing off the ball, playing off of guys. You know, he got to play in space, which Kyrie is more deadly in playing off space. When you think of another aspect, what to me is the biggest aspect was the game, which my determining factor of why I think the Timberwolves, you know, can pull off the series, you know, and beat the Lakers in this series is because, and this is underrated too. Last year, when Luka faced Rudy Gobert in pick and roll, the thing was, Luka had a dynamic lob threat / roller rolling to the basket last year, and with the Dallas Mavericks and Derek Lively and Daniel Gafford. This year, he don't have a roller. Opposed to somebody having to watch out for somebody who's as deadly as Luka on offensively, you know, getting downhill, getting downhill, drawing fouls, getting to the paint, you know, playing at his own pace, manipulating the game, and being able to throw a lob. That's the difference. You don't have to worry about that with the Lakers. You know who they got over there. You got Dorian Finney-Smith setting the screen for Luka, who ain't finna do nothing but run back out to the 3-point line. Which, if I'm the Timberwolves, I'm living with Dorian Finney-Smith shooting threes all night. I'm comfortable with Jerry Vanderbilt shooting threes all night. Jackson Hayes, obviously he can be some type of a lob threat / roller, but he's not the type of roller that poses the type of threat that Derek Lively and Daniel Gafford. And that is the biggest, that's the biggest piece to me. That's the biggest difference. You know, it's a completely different team, completely different personnel. So Luka gonna play a completely different style. And the Timberwolves can play a different style of defense, if that makes sense. If y'all see what I'm trying to say. Like, last year, You couldn't put two on the ball and pick and roll with Luka because you had the top tier live threat at the rim where Luka could just throw it up. Now, if you can just play Luka 1-on-1, or you can just hard hedge Luka with the Lakers, and they playing 5 out. You know, like I said, if I'm the Timberwolves, I'm living with Jerry Vanderbilt shooting threes. I'm living with Rui Hachimura shooting threes. I'm living with Dorian Finney-Smith shooting threes. I'm living with that. You know, we allow Luka to get his, which he got his, but everybody else wasn't in rhythm. Because like I said, Luka's game is predicated on him having the ball in his hands, controlling the tempo. AKA, which LeBron, that's when he's at his best. When he got the ball in his hands, controlling tempo, controlling pace, and controlling the game. Which is complete opposites. It's night and day. It's a light switch. Now, obviously, it's just game one. I don't want to, a lot of people want to say it's just game one and this and that. But the thing is, I know it's just game one. But the thing is, it's not just about game one. It's about what you've seen throughout the totality of the LeBron James and Luka Doncic tenure of playing together, and what you have seen. And you can't let your eyes fool you. And what you've seen from the Timberwolves. Then I just took it from what I seen tonight. It was easy to exploit. Now, to combat that on the defensive side of the ball, you playing five forwards. You got Austin Reeves, LeBron, Luka, Rui, and Dorian Finney-Smith. Nobody out there is taller than 6'8". Now, keep in mind, outside of Austin Reeves, nobody in that lineup is under 6'8". But the thing is, bro, when you're facing an athletic team, a longer team, and a taller team that's more physical than you, size matters. And that's really what this game. That's really how I viewed this in game one, and how I really view how this series is gonna go. Game one is exactly how I've seen this series. You know, how I can see this series going, because I don't see. When you look at it, people like to talk about when Luka came, the Lakers defense got drastically better and this and that when they traded AD. Yeah, but look at the teams that they played and how they were playing them. Do you really think you're going to allow a team in the playoffs to just shoot wind-up threes? Because that's what they was doing. And teams was just missing wide-open threes in the regular season in a short amount of time when they was playing with each other to show you their sample size, hence why their defense was so good, because teams was just missing those threes. Now in the playoffs, they did the same thing that they did in the regular season. What they did in game one tonight, and the Timberwolves lit them up. Now, let me see how many threes that the Timberwolves made tonight in this game. Because like I said, Lakers defense is predicated on choosing guys and choosing guys to let them shoot wide open threes, which to me, that's not a recipe for success. They made 21 threes tonight. They was 21-42. They was 50% from the 3-point line. You're not gonna win no playoff series where your opponent is shooting 50% from the 3-point line, unless you shooting 51 or 55% from the 3-point line. Hence why they lost by 25. Now, I want to say this about the Minnesota Timberwolves side of the things. I like what I seen from Anthony Edwards. To me, that is that's the key. The key to this series to me, and I've seen a lot of analysts saying Anthony Edwards need to average 30. He need to be this. He need to go toe to toe LeBron and Luka. Let him know he here. But the thing is, I look at it completely different. I look at it as, yes, we know Anthony Edwards is a superstar, but sometimes less is more. You know, I'm looking at him as letting the game come to him, being more of a facilitator. Not just saying where he just being ultra passive, but I'm saying where he getting his teammates involved, he making the right play, he not forcing an issue. He not forcing the issue, and when it's time for him to take over, that's when you take over. But the thing is, less is more sometimes, and that's what we seen today. Anthony Edwards, he took his time. He was patient. When the lanes and opportunity presented itself for him to be aggressive, he took it. But when it's not, when they send double teams, when they collapse, he made the right pass. He showed growth in his playmaking ability, and I think that's the next step in Anthony Edwards' career. You know, in his playoff career. You know, we seen signs of that in the Denver series last year in the second round, where ultimately he took that leap. Because we know Anthony Edwards, he's the go-to guy for the Minnesota Timberwolves. We know he can be able to average 30. But the thing is, just because you average 30 do not mean that you're going to always win a series. So it was just mind-boggling to me that everybody was saying, in order for the Timberwolves to have a chance, he got to average 30, he got to offset this and that, and he got to do this and do that. No, y'all got it all wrong. See, I look at basketball through a different lens than a lot of other people. Some of these guys, they be on TV talking basketball, they don't really watch basketball, nor have they played basketball at a high enough level to really comprehend a lot of things that, that I can comprehend, that I didn't play it at a high level. I done watched basketball all my life. Like I said, I'm a huge fan of playing high level basketball and watching high level basketball. So I understand what it takes, and different series call for different things. In this series, to me, with JJ Redick being a player's coach, being a numbers guy and things of that nature, he knows what Ant capable of. We seen Ant last year. We seen his growth and we seen his rise and all those things. But now it's time for him to take a different leap and get deeper into his maturity, into his playoff, growth. See him mature as a player. And this was step one. He had 8 assists today. Didn't force the ball at all. Didn't force shots at all. When the opportunity presented itself to him to be aggressive, he took it. Cause sometimes you can have me. In me personally, if Ant averaged 24, 25 points this series, opposed to people want him to average 30, 31, 33 points this series, I think they can win this series in 6 games easily. Because the thing is, Anthony Edwards, him averaging 24, 25 with 6, 7, 8 assists, I think that would be ideal. Because you look at it, Jay McDaniels, 13 field goal attempts. Julius Randle, 11 field goal attempts. Anthony Edwards, 22 field goal attempts, which he is the best player on the team, so I expect nothing less of him being, the lead field goal attempter on the team. So I don't have no problem with that. Naz Reid, 12 field goal attempts. Dante DiVincenzo, 9 field goal attempts. Nickeil Alexander-Walker, 9 field goal attempts. So you got 4 guys with double-digit field goal attempts and 2 guys right outside double-digit field goal attempts, opposed to the Lakers. The Lakers, LeBron, 18 field goal attempts. Austin Reeves, 13 field goal attempts. Luka Doncic, 12 field goal attempts. The next guy with the most field goal attempts is Rui with 9. Then you look at everybody else. Dorian Finney-Smith, 5 field goal attempts. Gabe Vincent, 3 field goal attempts. Vanderbilt, 3 field goal attempts. Dr. Connect, in which that was in garbage time, 4 field goal attempts. They not the offense is different. It's just different. Like I said, the defense, Timberwolves just match up better with the Lakers, cause they got different guys that can throw at them. They bigger, they longer, they younger, they more athletic than the Lakers is, and they faster, so they will be able to execute on the defensive side of the ball more opposed to the Lakers, where Anthony Edwards and they can expose mismatches. And I think the X factor of the series is Naz Reid. Because Naz Reid, he brings a different element to the Timberwolves, kind of similar to what Cat brought, in terms of like they can run a 5-out system where they can still have size on the floor. They got somebody who can play inside and out, who can expose mismatch. If he got a little guy on him, he can take him into the post. A bigger guy on him, he can, stretch, pull him out, and make him have to, defend that 3-point line. Obviously, where he made 4 3-point attempts today, 4 3-point shots today. Also, he is the guy who can put the ball on the floor, who can be a rim protector, who can rebound the ball. I think he's the X factor of this series, because obviously we know Rudy Gobert, and he gonna have a little bit of trouble being in foul trouble with Luka Doncic and LeBron James. You know, matchup hunting him and pick and roll and things like that. That's why I think Naz Reid is the X factor, because he's a player that can offset and bring a different element and a different dynamic to the Timberwolves offense and defensively. You know, when you got a lineup with Dante DiVincenzo, with Jay McDaniels, Naz Reid, Ant Edwards, and Nickeil Alexander-Walker, where you got everybody that's 6'5" and up. Outside of Dante DiVincenzo, everybody is 6'6", 6'7" and up. You know, that's athletic, that's long, that's useful, that can shoot the three, that can play deep, that can defend. So Naz Reid to me is the X factor. Which today Naz Reid had what? Naz Reid had 23 points. You know, if not, this what the people envision. And I also want to give a huge shout out to Julius Randle and the job he played in the game he played today. You know, 6 of 11 from the field, 4 from 6 from the 3-point range. He didn't force anything at all either. And that's what we expected from, you know, I love to see the growth from Julius Randle and Anthony Edwards when they first got together. You know, a lot of people didn't think it was gonna work out, and you know how question how they were gonna be able to play off each other. But in the long haul, you know, as we've seen, you know, the last few weeks of the regular season and now game one, they look more decisive. They playing better. They playing better off each other now. They not forcing anything. They letting the game come to them, and they playing more as a team. And they understand their roles now. It seems like, and they understand what they here to do. They understand. They understand the assignment. They understand that we don't have to be Superman. Our defense is good enough. Our team is good enough. And the surrounding pieces, we got a good enough team to be able to trust our teammates. Jay McDaniels. This is the type of Jay McDaniels that we've been waiting on. If Jay McDaniels can play like this, I don't think the Lakers have no chance. No chance in beating the Timberwolves. And I'm going to say this right now. Lakers, y'all are in trouble because Luka had 37. LeBron, he didn't play his best game, but the thing, that's why I got to give a lot of shout out to Julius Randle, because he made it hard on LeBron today. Played good defense. Obviously, he played well on the offensive end of the ball. He was playing, good decision making and things like that. Julius Randle get a lot of props today and how he performed today's game. I know he get a lot of flack and things like that about his past playoff experiences and how he choked and underperformed. And it was a good game one to be able to, obviously it's a tall task to be able to slow down LeBron, which he did. LeBron only had 19 points, shot 44% from the field, shot 20% from the 3-point line. LeBron, he looked old. He looked like he was 39. He looked like, he's up in age, running around with those young bucks all day long, running from side to side, keeping up, and it showed. And, and all these points is, valid reasons why I had the Timberwolves winning this series. And after game one, it's kind of, I'm not going to say it's reminiscent of what they did to the Suns, because I don't think they're going to sweep the Lakers, but I definitely got the Timberwolves winning this series in 6 games. I can see the Lakers getting 2 games off of them. But the thing is, the Lakers, they not a finished product. They obviously, they traded Luka mid-season. They don't got the type of keys and the type of tools around Luka for him to be successful and for him to be how he played. And the thing is, they got Luka, but they got Luka, and everybody thought that the Luka in the Lakers, the people thought the Luka in Dallas, they was getting the loot. I'm trying to see how can I word this. It's like I don't know. The Luka in Laker Luka is not the same Luka that he was in Dallas. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say. The Laker Luka is not the same Luka that he was in Dallas. For the simple fact, different personnel, different role, different system, and different players around him. Completely different. It's night and day. Like I said, in Dallas, everything was catered around Luka. So the type of players and the type of pieces that was surrounded around Luka, it was tailor made. Now being traded to a situation where it's like the team was already constructed, where you got three top heavy guys in Austin Reeves, LeBron, and Luka Doncic, you know, that can get kind of mucked up. But obviously, it's just game one. We're gonna see how the rest of this series turn out. But and Edwards, that's how I expect you to play the rest of this series. You know, sometime, you know, obviously, you know, few of these games throughout this series, you're gonna have to go out and, you know, and get 30, 35. But for the most part, keep playing how you played this game. You know, let the game come to you. Don't force the issue. Get your teammates involved. Because if you get your teammates involved, now it's gonna create opportunity. It's gonna create more opportunities for you to be able to get downhill and to get in your bag a little bit more. You seen Jay McDaniels, he opened the floor up for you. Naz Reid, with his 3-point shooting ability, he opened the floor up for you. Julius Randle, he played exceptionally well today. He opened the floor up for you as well. Y'all opened the floor up for each other. You know, y'all didn't force the issue. And that was the biggest question mark. Was y'all just gonna come here and try to press the issue and not play as a team and let the Lakers off the hook? Because the thing is, the Lakers is not a good defensive team. Yes, everything what you see on paper is not. If you turn on the film and you look at it, you got to make Luka play defense. Yes, LeBron James can play defense, but he's not a lockdown defender. And him being 39 years old, going up against a youthful team, he's going to take a toll on his legs. Playing these heavy minutes and doing all this, running up and down. Man, he ain't got time for all that. You know, that's another reason. You got Austin Reeves. He's not a good defender. You know, outside of Dorian Finney-Smith, Jared Vanderbilt, which those are liabilities on the offensive end, which can cause problems, which it did today. Hence why, outside of Luka, Austin Reeves, and LeBron, was the only guys that shot over double-digit attempts, and I scored over double-digit points. You know, you're gonna get these type of results. And that's just how I feel about game one. Y'all let me know who y'all got in game two, who y'all got winning this series. I got Timberwolves in 6, and a lot of people like to Shannon Sharp. I want you to hear you. What's today? So Monday, cause they ain't gonna play again till, you know, y'all get back on the air. I want to hear the Lakers in 5 and all this and this and that. Because understand it's just game one, but listen, you lose on your home court in this type of fashion. I feel like this was a statement game. You know, game one is always a statement game, and this is always a determinant factor of how the series is gonna go. And you losing by 25 on your home court is not how you want to start off a series. And that's all I got to say on that. And I'll see y'all next time. Don't forget to hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and hit the comment section below. Let me know who y'all got winning this series. And I'm going to see y'all tomorrow after these playoff games. You know, we got some good playoff game slates tomorrow. And I'm going to see y'all then.